All of the items used in today's video can be found in the YouTube description below. All right, so today we are talking about our astronets, aka our thread nets. We sell them in packs of 10 and they come like this. And as you can see, they're very stretchy. They can be used on the large cones, 5,500 yards or 5,000 meters. It can be used on your small spools like that. It can also be used on your mini snap cones like that. So why would you want to use these? Well, maybe you have an old style spool, something like this, where the thread tends to pool or puddle at the bottom. The reason why is because there's no taper to this spool. And secondly, this is a rayon. Rayon is a very soft thread. It's a beautiful thread embroidered out, but it is soft and does tend to come unraveled a little bit easier. So for a spool like this, if you have an old style spool or you have something that doesn't have a top like that, you can simply take this, put it in the center like that. Then you can wrap it around the top. And if you were to run it like that, you're going to see how nicely that spools off of there. And even if I were to stop it, it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to float down to the bottom as it sits on your machine. So that's an old style spool. Let's show you some of the other ones. So here, for example, is a rayon spool. This is the 200 meters, so it's a small one. We also have this style like in a bigger spool like that. This is metallic, but you also have the rayon. For these little tiny ones, I took one of these and cut it in half. So you can get 2 out of 1. And what you want to do with these little guys is you put it in the bottom, kind of just fold it up and tug it in there. Push it in there, I should say. Sometimes that's easier said than done. Might help to have something to help poke it, but there you go, I got it. Then you take it and you open it up, put it on the side. You want to make sure that it is on the bottom like that, and really just on the edge is all you need, it right up to the edge of that. And you should be able to, actually I'm not going to be able to get it in this one. This peg is too big for that. But we're going to show you again how it just spools off. See how the tension on there? You may or may not have to adjust the tension on your machine to accommodate for that, but see how nice and smooth it's coming off. Going to take her off, we'll do it without it. And see how a little bit erratic that thread is and soft? That can help with the sewability of your machine using this type of a thread. It's really more for the pooling that happens, you know, because it is such a real soft thread. So rayon, you're going to see a difference for sure. Let's talk about metallics. Metallics come on these 1,000-meter spools, or like a multicolor like these on the small spools. So we're going to use this one here, and we're going to show you what it looks like before. Actually, I can put this one right on here. This is the spool cone holder. I'm using this, we do sell this at allstitch.com, but I'm using this for demonstration purposes because, so rather than bring it to the machine every time, I'm just using it to show you what it looks like coming when it's spooling on the machine. So notice how kinky that is and a little bit erratic in the way that looks. So let's go ahead and I'm going to put the little half one on this one as well. I have it right up to the edge. Push that. I'm going to do that one again. Don't like the way that didn't stay in. Pulled it out maybe a little too far, so just enough to get up to the top. Just like that. So let's see how this comes off once I start pulling on it. Notice how there's a nice snug tension on that. Imagine that going through your machine. It's not looping, it's not kinking, and that's what the Astronet does for the metallic. All right, so here we have a smaller spool, about 200 meters of metallic, beautiful multicolor, so we might be able to see that a little better today. It's going to do the same thing that big guy did. You can see it kind of kinks as it comes off and spools onto the machine. Going to throw this little half guy right on there. Ideally, you want this to be on the spool. You want it to be under the spool. So if the spool is sitting on your machine like that, or sideways against the, your peg, you want this flat against wherever it's sitting. So it kind of holds the netting in place. So again, watch how that flattens it out, feeds it. That's what the machine likes. It likes it to have that nice, consistent tension coming off the spool. So once you set your tension appropriately, you may have to adjust your tension to accommodate for, that little bit extra there. So you might need to loosen it a little bit, but play around with your tension testing. And there you have how the Astronets work. Additionally, again, if you were to have, say, this old spool here that we talked about and it has it in there, if you wanted to store this, you would keep the netting right on it. So anything that has like a straight style spool and no topper on it to lock it in there, you can now store that on the shelf or in a packaging, and it's not going to come all unspooled and be a mess when you go to find it later. Our largest cone here is a 5,500 yard, and we've already got one of those on there. So essentially you want your thread, talk about thread looping, huh? Look at all that. So I am going to put this one right on it. This is a cone of rayon. Polyester, you don't tend to have as much issues with the way it comes off, but you can even see as I'm pulling it, it's dropping to the bottom. Go a little further. Well, as soon as it gets towards the bottom, all of a sudden those loops start just dropping down. To avoid that, we're going to put this guy on. This is pretty much the exact size that you need. Let's get rid of this extra thread. And what I do is I turn the cone upside down, and I get it so it's just on the inside there. I want it to be under the cone so it doesn't go anywhere. So when you go to put that on the machine, it's holding the netting where it needs to be. So we'll put that up in here. And again, notice how nice and clean that comes off of the spool. So when you're embroidering, if you're having any issues, then this is going to help it. I'll go down just a little more on that. And there you go. And that's our Astronets.
All Stitch, all the supplies, all the savings, every day.